Welcome to my garden. My name is Maryse, and I would like to speak with you today about the very being that you really are. Now, what you are is not this body, and what you are is not this whole pack of emotions. Sort of here, locates here, in the rest area. And what you are is not all that what you think here, in the head. And what you are is not that vision that you have once your spiritual possibilities develop in time. It is not that possibility to look deep into the past or to look into the future. Now, what you are is behind all that. It is vast. It is black. It is potent. And yet, it is nothing to speak of with words. It's unnameable. And it is not dependent on either body, emotion, mind, or spirit. And it is always there. You don't have to go nowhere to be what you are. You don't have to go and search it, for it is already there. It is your birthright. You can never be divided from it. It's only that most of the time you don't connect to it because there's so many clouds and curtains that hide it from you. But it's always there. My former teacher, very long, he called it life. And he said, life is always good. I don't care how broken your heart is, how bankrupt you are, how rotten this world is. Life is good, and it always gets you through. I now fully understand, although understanding is not the right word. I fully now experience what he meant by that. And what you are is beyond any mind conception. And this is your whole problem. You all try to figure it out through the mind. You try to find it, you try to understand it. But to be what you are, you have to go beyond mind. As long as you have mind activity as a curtain between you and what you are, you will never experience what you really are. Mind is not the right setting to understand what you really are. And here I am to show it to you. Now, I'm going to try to make this clear to you with an example. Imagine 4 young school girls in their tens sitting together, all having a boyfriend but one. And the other have spotted one boyfriend for the fourth one. And they tell her, oh, he's so beautiful and he's so handsome and he's such a good football player and his parents are rich and whatever. It seems that this boy is the perfect boy for the single girl. But as long as the four girls stay in their room and tell the fourth girl about all the good qualities of the boy, we will never know if they fit together. Sitting together with your girlfriends is not the right setting to see if you can be in love with a man. Now the only thing that will clarify if the girl and the boy fit together is when they come together, when they actually come together in life. So they have to meet. Now this very simple example also counts for mine. If you want to experience more permanently what you really are, you've got to shut up your mind for a while. Mind is not the right setting. You cannot have any concept about what you are. Again, you cannot find it. You don't have to go to the other side of the world, to India, to find out who you really are. What you really are is your birthright. It's always there. It's immediate. You are always free to be what you are. Don't let anyone tell you the contradictory thing. Now here is where meditation comes in. Meditation is a tool. Nothing more, nothing less. It's nothing but the hammer of a good carpenter. And it's not the carpenter. The skilled one is the carpenter. The hammer is only his tool. Meditation doesn't make a person more special than another person. Now what the meditation tool can help you with is to quiet down the mind. Because you need these little gaps between the thinking to get glimpses of a quiet area here. And the more glimpses you get of a quiet area here, you will find out that you need a thought first before you can have an emotion. This is a thought-created existence. And there's always first a thought and then an emotion. If you get more gaps in the thinking, more silent in the mind, you will find out that this area, the emotional area, will quiet down too. If you don't think about it, you don't have a problem. And another thing is what you're going to find out is once you think less and have gaps of absolute mind absence, you will find out that you still exist. You're still you. Don't worry. You're still you. Without a single thought and a single emotion, you're still you. Isn't that extraordinary? All the thinking and all the feeling. You don't need it to be you. And what you are is vast. Now yesterday, I went to the beach. And again, it occurred to me that I can see that beautiful sand, the endless water, and the beautiful Dutch sky behind it, with some little white clouds in it. And it seems that it's all out there. It seems it's all out there. But is it really out there? Because it's out there and I experience it, and I experience it in here. All that, what is out there, falls into what I'm really am, falls into my being. The sky, the water, the sand, all the busy people on the beach, my children. I experience them in here. That what I am, which is unnameable. No word can describe it. It's so vast that it all falls into that. It has a complete understanding of water, of sand, of sea, of people, family. Within that, what I am, it all falls. I'm observing this body of mine, feeling this body of mine, and I can identify with my body and be my body at this point. I can take it one step further and observe myself while I sit here. Now I have two people. The body that sits here and the one that is observing this body. Now I can't be both. Am I this one or the one who observes my body? Now obviously, I feel more alive in the one that observes this body. That is where my experience lies. And since I can't be both, I'm not this body, I'm something more vast. And yet, if I take it one step further, I'm aware of that somebody is observing this body. Now I have three. My body, the observer, and the one that is aware that there is an observer. And I can take it one step further. That I'm aware of that there is awareness of an observer that sees a body. And there's awareness. Awareness of awareness. And then at one point I lose it. I don't know. I go beyond. My mind loses it. And I am that I am. Not knowing. And yet I am. And automatically falling into a kind of silence. And yet on the other hand, when I am that I am, there's no concept of whether it should be silent or not silent. My mind can go on thinking of sorts of things, and I can still be what I am. And now I have made a shift. My attention, my devotion, my priority, my love is not anymore with the mind section, with the emotion section, with the body section, with the spiritual section. My love lays in the oneness. And sorry, I can't be manipulated anymore. For this is where my love, my priority is, with my everlasting being, with the observer of the observer of And the more you put your love in the everlasting one, to stay there, to be there, all that happens here in the world becomes a little bit less important. And you know, the funny thing is, it comes more alive too. At first it might seem that everything is a bit less important. But after time, when you're really connected to the side, to the everlasting one inside you, somewhere in your psychic inside you, that black potent space which can't be named with words, but is able to perceive this whole universe inside itself. If you come to live more and more from that place, you will see tremendous glory and beauty in a single flower. And it will give you great joy just to be in your garden, like I am in my garden now. And then you feel that life is good, and that it's always yours. And nobody can take it from you. Now, this whole thing of being what you are, first started on me when I made a trip to India, not to meditate, just to see India. And at one point in the trip we went to Varanasi, and I was in my 20s then, early 20s. I was surrounded by thousands and thousands of really poor Indians living on the streets, on the pavements. In Varanasi you have terrace-wise built squares, and every 2-4 square meters there was a family, actually a family living on. No house, no nothing, just that part of the pavement was that family space, and they were really poor, those people. It really struck me that life was out there. They were burning their death on the side of the river. And when I took a boat, I saw more than one baby corpse, blue swollen baby corpse, floating past my boat. It was all in the open. It was all there. Like we Westerners, when we bury someone, we take a secret black limousine and we go to a fenced cemetery, and with just a small group of people we burn. Nobody has to know about it, nobody has to see it. But here in India it was all in the open, although I was scared of it. And I thought, well, if they want to kill me now, they can do it. Nobody will ever have to know about it. Nobody knows about these 2 Dutch girls that will disappear in Varanasi. They can take all my belongings. Now, I didn't carry a lot of belongings, but it was sort of scary in a way. You were completely defenseless. You can see thousands of other people. Foreigners. Poor. They could definitely use those few American dollars we carried around. But my curiosity won. And I forgot my fear, and I was so curious about how this worked. Don't forget, I was only like 25. And it was the first time I traveled out of Europe. And when I observed all these people on the pavements, living on only a few square meters, I saw joy, I saw happiness. And when I looked in their eyes, they looked back, and I saw friendliness, happiness and friendliness. And you know, they had all the time in the world for me, which was extraordinary, because here in the West, it's really difficult to look someone in the eyes. They don't have time for you. They don't have time to know who you are. And here, people had time. Actually looked at you, looked in your eyes, and tried to find out, well, who is that other person on the other side? And I had time to look in their soul. And I saw joy, beauty, and harmony. And that is where it struck me, really struck me, that no money, no house, no boat, no education, nothing materialistic in this world, not an educated mind or sophisticated manners are needed to be what you are. And once you are what you are, you're sort of free, timeless, spaceless, open. And it doesn't matter if you have not one single American dollar and you live on the pavements. Life is good. It is always good. At that point, this seed, came into me. That this whole outside existence had nothing, absolutely nothing to do with being what you are. But you've got to take it beyond your mind. Your mind and all your trying and wanting and searching for it is like a big cloud, like a curtain between you and what you really are. And this again is where meditation is a helpful tool, to get little glimpses of what is behind this mind curtain. Thank you for listening.